Hello, beautiful ladies. It is Nancy Weiss here. Welcome. I'm so glad to be able to have a class. I haven't done one in a while. So I definitely wanted to pop in and, really talk about having a belief practice. And I'll tell you a little bit more about what a belief practice is, because you may not have heard of it before, but you may have heard of visualization. You may have heard of manifestation, and this is a part of it. This is a way to make those things happen. So once again, I'm Nancy Weiss. Welcome to my group, Trust to Conceive. Thank you so much for the hearts. Hey, how are you? I'm a fertility coach, and I'm an intuitive Reiki master. You'll see me talk a lot about distance Reiki sessions and energy healing sessions, and I do love focusing on that. I started out as, when I started out as a fertility coach, I was talking about, exercise and supplements and things like that, which I think are definitely important. I think all these little pieces are important. But I started to realize that there was more to fertility, that there was things on an energetic level that a lot of people, or maybe even I wasn't paying attention to at first. And then I realized, hey, I need to start incorporating these things into my life, because it really started to help me, instead of just focusing on, okay, don't eat any French fries and make sure you take this much, CoQ10. So I found it a different way. I found it a better way for me to cope with my journey, to go through my journey, and to find success on my journey. And I think that's important about, success for me on the journey is how you cope with things. Are you able to roll with the punches? And I'm not saying that, it's got to be the easiest thing in the world, because it's not. But I definitely think success, of course, is having that baby, but also, okay, how do you deal with the day-to-day? What's your mindset like? Are you waking up crying every day? Is the sight of every pregnant woman just crushing your soul? It's hard, but I really believe with doing these type of exercises, working with energy, working with your own energy, raising your vibration, it really will help you on your journey. So if you don't know about me just a little bit, I started in, I think, conceiving, we started in January 2015, but October 15th was our first time doing IVF. And from October 2015 to today, I've had 4 egg retrievals during that time. And I think in 18 months, I did like 4 egg retrievals back to back, with some transfers in between. And I had seven IVF transfers as well. I've had a loss. I've tried naturally in between as well. I do have one daughter now who is 22 months old, and I am growing another one right now. So I'm about 24 weeks pregnant. So I wanted to thank all the ladies that have reached out to me by email and messenger asking me how I'm doing. I appreciate the love. I really do. So I've been through a lot, maybe not as much as, some other women, but it's not a contest. We all have this time frame, this thing, this journey that we're on. We don't always know how long it's going to be. But that's what, I've dealt with over the years. And with trying different things, I found that these were really the best ways. This is one of the best ways for me to be positive on my journey. So I'm just looking to the side here because I have some notes. So belief practice, it's similar to affirmations, similar to positive affirmations, with a little bit more added on to it. And one thing I want to say, that it's very easy to, and I remember in the beginning, I wanted to just bank on the first thing. I wanted to say, okay, this IVF cycle must work. We must get pregnant this month. And while you may think that's, hey, that's a positive thought, or like say, you know, this IVF cycle is definitely going to work. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's bad to feel positive about that. But in that statement, you know, this IVF must work. We only have one egg left. This is our last chance. It has to work. That is where fear comes in. Those statements are filled with fear, okay? And when we're filled with fear, we're met with more fear. Our energy level and an energetic level, and I'm talking about our energetic level, lowers. And the more fear that we have, fear is met with anxiety. Anxiety is met with other things that are not as great. You know, you may not start feeling well. So it kind of just is like a vicious cycle of being in that. So it's really important to raise our vibration with positive thoughts. And again, I know trust me, I know that it's not easy to always be like, hey, everything's great. And I don't expect that. I don't think we should expect that. On a day-to-day basis, I think it's, you know, we're going to have negative thoughts. We're going to say, hey, you know what if this never works? But it's what we do and what we say to ourselves, and what that self-internal talk of what we talk about and tell ourselves on a daily basis, the majority of time is what works. You know, I had a client recently say, who's in the middle of her 2-week wait after an IVF transfer, and she's like, I'm really, Nancy, I'm trying to really be positive. And I know that if I'm not, the universe won't kind of, you know, meet me there. The universe won't give me what I want. And, you know, I let her know it's okay to have some negative thoughts sometimes. It's what we do the majority of time. It's what we do, you know, on a daily basis, the self-care, the things that we're telling ourselves. Do we have, you know, deep down that unwavering faith? Because yes, I had that unwavering faith on my journey. I truly did. And my practice and meditation and visualization was part of it. Did I have shitty days? Totally. I totally did. Did I worry like, oh man, what if this never happens? Yes, I did. I wasn't like 100% positive all the time. But it was the majority of my practice, and it was what I was able to turn to when I was not feeling so great, and kind of also boost and kind of bring me back to space of, yes, I am definitely going to be a mama one day. And this was the thing, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know it's going to happen. So it was really too about taking the fear out. Again, taking the fear out of saying, you know, I'm telling you, when you have that first IVF cycle that doesn't work, you know, or you think you're going to get pregnant that first time, it's devastating. It could really be devastating because you're banking so much on it. So I want you to take the pressure off of that. And the thing about manifestation is not knowing how it's going to come to you. So not knowing how that miracle has come to you. And this could be anything. This could be a baby. This could be a home. This could be a job. This could be a car. The things on, you know, if you have a vision board. I had things on my vision board. I had no idea, okay, like, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get this house, or I don't know how I'm going to get this, you know, this car, or this thing, you know, this other thing that I want, or this baby. I don't know how it's going to come. You know, and that was the important part of it, was not saying like, there's only one way that this can come to me. There's only one way. I'm only going to get pregnant naturally, or it's only going to be IVF. Because we see how these things happen in so many miraculous ways, you know, where women say, you know, I wasn't even supposed to be ovulating at that time, and boom, we got pregnant, you know. So just all these, or, you know, we were going to do IVF, and you know, we were in the middle of getting ready, and boom, it turns out we were pregnant. You've heard all these stories before. So there's a big part of letting go of the expectation of how it's going to happen, that again takes the pressure off of you. It may not be easy at first to kind of take on, because again, we kind of picture certain things in our lives. We picture, you know, oh, I'm going to get married at this age. I'm going to have a baby at this age. We don't go in saying like, you know, we're going to have all these twists and turns, but we know that that's how life is. So hang in with me here. You know, I really have a true, I love this practice. And I really feel that it will help you, okay? So the step one in creating this belief practice, I call them beliefs. They're similar to affirmations. But they're positive statements that speaks to the fact that you have already received what you want. So that's what this is about. This is about you journaling. So you're going to take some quiet time to journal and write some very, I want to use the word succinct, but I don't know if that's the right word, but you're going to make some very specific statements. Write down just a few, okay? Or even just one at first. So this is something where you're going to kind of quiet down. You may want to light a candle. You may want to use some crystals. You may want to listen to some meditation music. You want to do this when you're feeling good. You want to do this when you're feeling positive, because that's going to give you that best belief statement, okay? That positive statement that you want. And again, it's as if you've already received it. So I'm going to give 3 examples of these positive statements. You can take them, you can use them if you want. You can create your own. It's what's going to sing to you. So here is the first one. Getting our positive pregnancy test was so incredible. I am so grateful to be pregnant. I can't wait to share with our family and friends. Boom. That is one example of a statement. So there you are saying, we got our positive pregnancy test. I am so excited to be pregnant, and I can't wait to tell everybody, okay? The next statement that you could use. My body knows exactly what to do to create life. Hormones are released in the perfect amounts and at the perfect time and keep my body balanced and healthy. I am ready to receive life and expand my family. So something like this might be good for you if you're feeling, that your body isn't working, that things aren't working, knowing that everything in your body is working perfectly, especially if you feel like you have, if you're having issues with FSH, high FSH and low AMH and, all these different things that we know, the fertility journey can bring along. Here is a statement, here's a positive statement where you're saying, you know what, everything in my body is working perfectly. Okay, everything knows what it's doing. My body knows how to make a baby. All right, this, for some women, they may really feel like, hey, my body is broken. That's a big thing of feeling broken. Feeling if you're missing a fallopian tube, if you have blocked tubes, if you have a fibroid, again, if you have this low AMH where they say, hey, there's no way you can, get pregnant with this low AMH, which, by the way, we know is not true because we see these women get pregnant all the time, regardless of this. But when you start hearing these things, when you start hearing, when a doctor tells you something like, oh, the only way you can conceive is donor eggs, or the only way you can do this is, XYZ, that is a huge blow to us. That is a huge blow to our ego, to our self-love and our self-worth. So it really takes a lot sometimes to say, you know what, I'm not going to listen to the outside chatter. Not that, our doctors do great things. I mean, they create miracles. We know this. They help us. But you and I both know that we need to, we can kind of tend to let that take over, or going on Dr. Google and searching for this stuff can really just kill our positivity and kill our belief in what our body has the potential to do. The more you raise your positive state, and the more you do this positive statements, the more you do this, it raises your energetic vibration. It raises your vibration. And that higher vibration is increased health, increased self-love, self-worth. Things just start working better. And it's been proven. It has been proven. So that was just kind of like a side, I just wanted to kind of explain a little bit. So that was a great statement, and you could replay this. There'll be a replay so you could listen to them again, of somebody, that might be good for you if you're feeling like your body's just not working right now. And you could do 3, like I said, you can do 3 of these. You're going to tailor it to what you need. You have to think about what you think about in a negative light and literally flip it upside down, and that's how you want to write your statement. So here's the final statement that I have. that you can write down in your journal. We finally have our rainbow baby. Pregnancy has been an absolute miracle. I had an incredible labor that made me feel like a badass. I can do anything. Okay? How about that statement? Your rainbow baby is already here. Okay? It's not about wishing. It's not about hoping. It's about stating the fact that what you want, you have already received. We finally have our rainbow baby. Pregnancy has been an absolute miracle. So for someone that has had multiple losses, for someone, you know, this is going to be a huge type of statement for you. Because yes, I've had women in the group that have literally have had 10, 11 miscarriages in a row. Okay. One of our members, I think she was up to 11. God bless her heart. I don't know how she did it. 2 babies now. Okay, she has 2 babies, 2 rainbow babies, if you want to call them 2 rainbow babies. So we know that that it can happen. And she worked on these positive statements. She worked on this. She worked on her energy. And I really do feel that it's important, along with all the other things too. Again, I'm not saying that it's all about energy and nothing else matters, you know, eating all the garbage and junk and stuff like that, or, you know, not taking care of yourself. I think it all works synergistically together. So that's important. So now that you have these statements, and hopefully you understand a little bit more about what these belief statements are. Again, it's a positive statement that speaks to the fact that you have already received what you wanted, okay? So we're taking out any fear. We're not saying like, this IVF cycle must work, you know, this is the one egg and it is the one that worked. Again, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's bad to be positive about our cycles, about what we're going through. But I think in the grand scheme of things, especially on this journey, because we don't know what is around the corner, it's more important to be in a more generalized positive statement. And again, that you've already received what you wanted, because you don't know how it's going to come to you. If I just kept on the fact of going through egg retrieval after egg retrieval after egg retrieval, okay, and it not working, and I'm saying, no, I had to do the same thing, I would have never been able to open my eyes and heart to embryo adoption, which is how we wound up having both my current baby and the one in my belly right now. So that was something that was huge for me. And it wasn't for me, when I learned about this kind of embryo adoption, it wasn't like a plan B of like, oh, okay, you know, I can't do it this way, so we're gonna have to do it that way. It was like, oh my God, this is a huge gift. This is amazing. Yes, this is what we want to do. And if you told me that, you know, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, that this is how I would have my children, I would never believe you. But I had to keep my heart and mind open to it. And I think that this was part of it too. Doesn't mean that you're going to have to do that. But I think it's also part of this journey of keeping your heart and mind open so that you can make the decisions that work for you. Okay, on to step 2. I know I went on a little bit, but that step 1 was creating your belief statement. Step 2, okay, this is where you want to, after you have written in your journal your very specific statements, you're going to want to take some time for yourself when you do this. And this is something that I did absolutely every day. I did it for 10 to 15 minutes a day, kind of combined with meditations, or whether I did a chakra balancing or a chakra meditation. I may have used some crystals, some candles, listened to some music, relaxed. And it was then time to recite these statements. And it's about saying them out loud, which I think is good. So you may need some private time, but saying them out loud with emotion. One thing about, you know, you may have seen positive affirmations before, and you may just read that affirmation, okay? This is about feeling it. So now we're injecting that positive belief, that positive statement with actual emotion. So once you start doing that, once you start saying these things with emotion, it makes it feel more real. And the universe doesn't know that you may be faking it at first, which you may have to, because when I first started out with this, it wasn't quite as easy for me to like say like, yes, getting our positive pregnancy test was incredible, because it was new. And I was like, I just don't know. I've been through so much negative, these negative tests. Like, is this really going to happen? But I urge you to stick with it. I urge you to hang on with this. So reciting the statements with emotion is going to be huge, and with the universe is able, so that universe can hear you. Make sure that you're in a good state of mind before doing this type of exercise every day. So if you want to listen to some music, if you want to dance, have a little dance party for yourself, or if you're just generally in a good mood, pick the time of day that suits you when you're feeling good. So reading that statement again, getting our positive pregnancy test was so incredible. I am so, so grateful to be pregnant. I cannot wait to tell our friends and family. So you see how you start to say that as if it's real, as if it's happened. And this coupling with that is bringing that visualization and that bringing that manifestation to life, okay? That is step 2 to your belief practice. So step 3, okay, and it's going to be much quicker. Again, you could do this whole thing in probably like 5-10 minutes. Once you have your statements written out and you have them down, you should be good to go. So after reciting these, you want to choose a moment in time in the future where this is a reality. So you are, for an example, you are holding your baby, you are looking at your big belly, anything like that matches with that. So, it coming to life. And I used to like to see myself holding my baby just like fresh out in the hospital, still in the hospital bed. So you want to set a timer, and this is helpful in the beginning, especially if you feel like you can't meditate per se, or visualization is difficult. Set a timer on your phone for 1 minute to start with. 30 seconds of 1 minute to 2 minutes, okay? And you're going to close your eyes, and you are going to place yourself in that exact moment where you are either sitting there holding your baby, you are sitting in the hospital bed, you are looking down at her, you are looking at the little hairs on her head, you are looking at her eyes, you are staring at your partner and just in disbelief. Or maybe all your friends and family are surrounding you saying like, oh my goodness, look at how gorgeous she is, or look at how beautiful he is. So really injecting, you're sitting there, and I want this, once you get into it, you literally could have happy tears flowing from your eyes because of the emotion and the visualization that has been coupled together for this. It's such a strong moment. I want you to imagine what it's like to close your eyes and picture you having that rainbow baby after all the losses that you've had, okay? I know it may not be easy at first, but I want you to try and get to that point where you are just sitting in the moment. Close your eyes, sit in that moment. Who is with you? How do you feel? Are you happy? Are you crying with, joy? Are you excited? What does the baby look like? Are you saying anything to anybody? Are you saying something to your partner? And you want to kind of keep this as almost like a little movie clip in your head. I like to keep it the same each time, unless you feel that it is not working for you. So it's the same positive statement, that positive belief statement. It is the same saying it out loud with that same emotion, which I'm telling you is going to increase with emotion as you continue saying it. Because again, at first it's kind of like you're faking it till you make it. And again, then that movie clip of seeing that continual movie clip, maybe it's just a minute long of you sitting in this moment, in that moment, in the future, and feeling it, okay? Feeling the emotion, feeling the happiness, feeling the joy, feeling like a badass after you gave birth, okay? Feeling incredible after, you know, you're touching your belly, you're feeling your baby kick for the first time. I cannot tell you how incredible this was for me. This is what gave me that unwavering faith. This is what made me feel like there is no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt. I don't care what's happening. I don't care if we just had that failed cycle. I know without a doubt that I'm going to be a mama one day. That's it. And that's what this practice, that's what this belief practice did for me. I am so passionate about this. And again, it's not just for this. It could be for a job. It could be for, you know, something else that you need in your life, that you are looking to bring into your life. So don't doubt the absolute magical, I want to say it's magical, this absolute doubt of how incredible and amazing doing this can be. I did it every single day. I did it every single day. And it kept me going. It kept me going. And I continue to do it for what I need in my life. So once you start doing this, you know, you're doing your journaling, you're saying it with emotion, you're visualizing it. That's when your dreams are going to become a reality. And that's what they call deliberate creation. You are deliberately creating your future right now. Okay? So think about what you really want in your life. What do you really want to come through? You know, you're going to sit here and again, deliberate creation. This is manifestation, okay? That's what this is. This is manifestation. There may be people, you may not believe it, but after 10 years of doing this type of, you know, doing this type of work and seeing the things like on my vision board come through one after the other, day by day, it is absolutely incredible. I can't attest to it enough. There is no stopping you in getting what you desire, okay? But it must be a consistent thing. It must be something that you work on. Just like with anything, your diet is something, you can't just diet for you can't just eat good for one day and expect things to work. You can't just do acupuncture for 2 visits and expect it to work. You can't just do Reiki for just one time and expect it to work. Anything that you choose, you want to focus on and be consistent, okay? So just to wrap it up, this belief practice, 1, you want to create your belief, which is your positive statement, okay? I don't know why I'm doing quotes, but I am. So you want to give it that positive statement. Create that positive statement that you stick with. Think about it. Think about what really gets you or what makes you feel negative and flip it on its head. You want to just take that negativity and flip it around. That's how you're going to get that good positive belief statement. Number 2, you want to sit down and you want to recite every day. Take 5 to 10 minutes to do this. Get yourself quiet, put on a little meditation music, light a candle, use a crystal, and you're going to recite this statement out loud with emotion. Be the actress that you wanted to be when you were a little girl, okay? And get that out. Get that emotion out. Again, you may need to fake it until you make it. And that's fine. The universe doesn't know that you're still trying to figure this out. The universe doesn't know that you're not 100% believing it yet, okay? It's going to take a little bit of time, so don't worry about that. And the 3rd step is to then sit down after you read that statement and play that movie clip in your head of that moment coming into reality. You holding your rainbow baby, you rubbing your big fat belly, okay? That's what you need to do. And just sit in that moment, feel the emotion. Who are you talking to? What are you saying? What are you feeling? What's going on around you? Where are you? You're at home for the first time? You're at the hospital still? What's going on? Just try to picture this consistent picture so that you can always return to it, especially when you're feeling like that things aren't working. This is something that you can turn to, okay? But again, doing it every day. This is your belief practice. This is manifestation at its best, okay? There is no stopping you from getting what you desire. I believe it, and I want you to believe it, okay? Ladies, It has been an absolute pleasure. As you know, I am super pumped about teaching stuff like this. I'm so happy that I've been able to come into the group today. Please send me some hearts, or more, give me some comments. Tell me about, do you like this? Are you going to try it? What do you think about it? Let me know. And if you have any questions, of course, you could post them in the comments and I'll be so happy to answer them, okay? Thank you so much, lady, for joining me today, and I will talk to you soon, okay? Love and light. Bye-bye.